We experience the internet as a wireless, ethereal cloud, but our digital lives are actually tethered to the ocean floor. 99% of all international data travels through physical fiber optic cables, resting entirely unprotected in the deep sea. These lines are the essential infrastructure of modern civilization, yet many are no thicker than a common garden hose. Because this network is physical, it is subject to the same geopolitical risks as a bridge or a pipeline. Our digital world is only as secure as the hardware sitting on the seabed. The Strait of Hormuz is the most acute bottleneck in the global transit system. It is the primary channel for the world's oil supply and a critical junction for the global internet. 7 essential internet cables are forced to pass through this single 21-mile wide gap. 72 days into the current conflict, Iran's Revolutionary Guard is signaling a shift in military strategy toward these underwater targets. Iranian state media suggests that conventional naval supremacy is unnecessary when you can achieve strategic goals by targeting the cables directly beneath the surface. A physical blockade in this tiny stretch of water would immediately compromise the transit routes connecting Europe to Asia and India. The reported strategy involves deploying marine divers to the cable sites, effectively turning the seafloor into a checkpoint to extort or disrupt global traffic. This creates a unique challenge for the conventional military might of the United States and its allies. Advanced fighter jets and Iron Dome defense systems are designed to intercept threats in the air, but they cannot monitor or engage men operating at the bottom of the ocean. By moving the battlefield to the seabed, a smaller military force can bypass the most expensive defense systems in history. Billions of dollars in air and surface technology have left the statistical foundations of the global economy without a clear defense. Some suggest that satellite providers like Starlink could simply replace these cables if the physical lines are cut. This diagram shows the mathematical reality. The volume of data carried by a single fiber optic cable is orders of magnitude larger than the capacity of every satellite currently in orbit. Satellites also struggle with extreme latency and prohibitive equipment costs. You cannot run the high-speed data needs of India, Europe, or Asia through space with our current infrastructure. Civilization is hardwired. If those subsea wires are severed, global connectivity fails. There is no alternative system capable of handling the load. On the user end, the first sign of a break would be severe latency and the failure of international website routing. The disruption would suddenly halt $10 trillion in daily financial transactions that rely on these transit routes. This would trigger an immediate crash across global stock markets as international capital becomes physically trapped in the network. In the modern era, a physical strike on a region's internet cables is an attack on its entire economic survival. This specific vulnerability is not a new discovery. Geopolitical analyst Scott Horton described this exact scenario 16 years ago. Horton warned that Iran could exert leverage by choking the Strait of Hormuz, knowing that global trade and data lines would bear the brunt of the damage. We are now 72 days into a conflict where the opposing force holds physical leverage over the systems that sustain the global economy. The most advanced digital civilization in history can still be compromised by a diver in a scuba suit with a pair of wire cutters.
If you value clarity over chaos, explore more on Clear Lens X.